My name is Mark Theur, and I am a Lupus Foundation of America facilitator for a lupus support group in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I've been doing that for a couple of years, and I'm working with making presentations and bringing people in, special guests and speakers and those type of things into our meetings to give people a different idea or maybe some alternative ideas of how they may cope or deal with the symptoms that they live with every day. I met Ro Melnikoff in 2009, shortly after I was diagnosed with lupus in 2009. I listened to her story then. I've heard her story several times, quite a few times, I guess, since then, and to the point that I am grateful that I listened to Ro at the time. I have been able to manage my lupus symptoms very, very well. I think as a result of some of the things that I was taught through Ro. So Ro, again, appreciate you taking the time to make your presentation tonight. I think it's a great value that I like to share with everybody. And again, feel free to tell us your story. Thank you, Ro.
Thank you, Mark, for that introduction. I thought I would share with you a detailed version of my health journey to impress upon you how horrible, and some of you know, systemic lupus can be for people. I'll take you to a dark place, but I will also hopefully make you laugh, smile, and be inspired. To give you a little background of my professional life, I'm formerly an elementary teacher and an adjunct college professor. I resigned teaching to join the Juice Plus company in their mission to inspire healthy living 22 years ago. Why, you might say, would I leave my tenure, my pension, and a nice salary behind to join a marketing company when I had no experience in marketing? Well, my story began in a hospital bed. The doctors were trying to figure out how to use gravity to assist in getting the water out of my legs without having to lie me down, because it would result in excruciating pain from the pleurisy in my chest. You see, my kidneys were failing, secondary to the systemic lupus, which I was diagnosed with when I was 22 in college. I suffered with arthritis, liver involvement, bowel problems, 2 kidney failures, and I was always tired, achy, and lethargic. I took tons of medicines and vitamins to no avail. I changed my diet, but I still had flares. The side effects of the over-the-counter prescription medications were torture in and of themselves. Once I overdosed on aspirin in an effort to relieve the non-stopping inflammation, which resulted in constant ringing of my ears, which was agonizing. I was taking such a high dosage of prednisone that hair would grow on the sides of my face. My husband once told me that I needed to go inside and to shave, and I looked down at my legs and he said, "No, not your legs, your face." I was mortified. When I did not respond to a high dose of prednisone to diffuse the inflammation in my kidneys, I had to go to a clinic with cancer patients to sit for hours while nurses administered Cytoxan, a form of chemotherapy, intravenously. I was horrified when I saw handfuls of hair in the palms of in my palms after washing it. I took Plaquenil, which is an anti-malaria drug for the pleurisy in my lungs, and I would have to go to my eye doctor holding my breath because there was always a chance that it could be damaging my eyes. If I was to slightly bump my leg or any body part, I would bruise. Sometimes I would tear my skin. I had liver involvement to the point I would feel nauseous by the end of my teaching day. And my husband would have to take me to a local hospital, actually out of state, to get medication that was over the counter for a prescription to stop it, because the prescription, not a prescription, it was the medication that they would actually hand me there at the hospital that wasn't available prescription nor was it available over the counter. When I was taking prednisone and Cytoxin, the drugs caused my metabolism to go through the roof. I could overeat and still lose weight. There was a point when I was down to 88 pounds. I remember my hands trembling from those two drugs. My doctors were having trouble with my potassium levels. I remember when the doctors had me on Lasix and Bumix, diuretics to nudge my kidneys and to relieve me of the edema, water retention in my legs. But it also washed out my potassium. Low levels of potassium cause muscle cramps, weakness, low blood pressure, change in my heart rhythm, and more. High levels, which I also had at times, cause muscle fatigue, weakness, and nausea. I was administered these drugs. I was told by an MD to avoid me going on dialysis. If they did not work, that was my next step. Can you imagine being told this in your mid-30s? I taught school, with a low-grade fever most days. I was so embarrassed when my feet were so bloated that I could not get them into my shoes. I often wore flip-flops at school. When the children would leave for art or PE, or when I was on a lunch break, you would find me elevating my legs against a wall behind a pull curtain in the nurse's room. I would drive home with bloated legs and feet because my kidneys were not functioning properly in spite of the powerful medications I was ingesting each day. When I would get home, I was totally exhausted. At night, I would sleep with so many pillows under my legs, trying to elevate them above my heart so that my heart would have an easier job pumping the fluid out of my legs. However, as soon as I was relieved of the pressure in my legs, I would sleep in a recliner because the pleurisy in my chest was so painful, I could not get to sleep. My neck would hurt so much. Many times I would just sit on the floor near my bed and rest my head on my bed, trying to rest my neck. Horrible ways to sleep. Needless to say, I would wake up exhausted to start my day. To add more insult to injury, my former husband said to me, "You're too sick to be married to. I want a divorce." This was my childhood sweetheart that I was with since I was 13 years old. And coincidentally, we were married for like 13 years. It was painful, and I didn't know what was worse for me going through my health challenges or the divorce. We divorced in 1989. Now, I must say, initially, I did not feel anything from Juice Plus, which is fruit, vegetable, and berry powders. It took 3.5 months of me taking Juice Plus capsules constantly to notice a difference in my body. I was very sick, and I had lots of toxins from all the medications in my body, so I was detoxing. However, around 3.5 months, I finally became a regular gal for the first time in my adult life. Prior to Juice Plus, I would have bouts of constipation or diarrhea. So that is what I noticed first. Although my rheumatologist noticed it at the cellular level, he actually reordered my urine analysis stat because he did not see any protein in my urine as he usually would. Matter of fact, he questioned me if this was my husband's urine. Healthy kidneys remove extra fluid and waste from your blood, but let proteins and other important nutrients pass through and return to your bloodstream. When you have protein in your urine, it can be an early sign of kidney disease. I had kidney disease. Dr. Turtelot was expecting to see protein. So you can see why he was surprised. For the first time since I had been seeing him, and I saw him all my 20s, just about all of my 30s, into my late 30s, my blood studies came within normal limits. My rheumatologist actually began to wean me off of my medications. The benefits of Juice Plus are cumulative, and so I continuously got better and better. Adding the Juice Plus products made a tremendous difference in my health. It not only lowered the inflammation in my body, but also contributed to a healthier immune system. It improved my hair and skin and gave me so many other health benefits. But it also acted as a catalyst, encouraging me to make other lifestyle changes. I actually started to crave more fruits and vegetables. Today, I can sit before you and God and say that I've been symptom-free with energy and vitality with no medications for 20 plus years. I also might add, I married my divorce attorney. Now, on the lighter side, you must know I had some devilish fun telling my former husband who I married. It went something like this. My former husband said to me, I can't believe you're married already. I owe you for that. Me? Why? Because we're divorced? Well, kind of. Who did you marry? Do you still have the divorce papers? Yes. Do you remember the name at the bottom of the papers? You mean the divorce attorney? Yes. What was that name? Melnikov. Yes, that's it. That's what? That's who I married. You've got to be kidding. No, that's why I should thank you. That's the lowest. Of course, I was chuckling. Now, my attorney husband and I have been married 25 years, and we have two healthy young men, Tyler, 23, and Dustin, 18. Imagine that after being told by my medical doctors that I would never even conceive. I, at the age of 37 and then 41, had those babies. I know you're probably trying to do the numbers. Yes, I'm 60 years old. I just turned 60 March 12th. So the question is, why did I respond favorably to Juice Plus? Well, my basic answer is that we are what we eat and absorb. Our cells, skin cells, bone cells, liver cells, kidney cells are made from the nutrients we consume from food. So I consumed a large variety of fruits, vegetables, and berries in a powdered form that were selected for their high nutritional content, which resulted in healthier cells and a healthier me. Furthermore, this powerful product is the most researched nutraceutical on the market. Let's cite a few studies to prove that it is, in fact, therapeutic for people with autoimmune diseases. Studies show that your body is receptive to absorbing the nutrients in Juice Plus. There was 18 publications that found significant increases in blood levels of antioxidants and other phytonutrients, plant nutrients, in test subjects consuming Juice Plus. Antioxidants found in fruits, vegetables, and berries help you fight free radicals, toxins, and protect your body from a number of diseases. It's not surprising then that oxidative stress can result when antioxidant support is not up to full strength and can produce an array of debilitating conditions, heart disease, dementia, diabetes, and namely autoimmune diseases, for example. Oxidative stress from an imbalance between the production of free radicals, the toxins, and the ability of our bodies to counteract these toxins results in an unhealthy body. Toxins come into our bodies in processed foods, stress, cosmetics, not so healthy drinks, and from our environment. However, if we do not absorb the antioxidants, it is useless. That is why antioxidants in vitamins are essentially ineffective. We don't absorb them because there are not enough of the plant nutrients to help with the absorption. Now, in autoimmune diseases, your immune system is overactive and attacks your own tissues as if, it was a foreign body that was there to harm you. Juice Plus has been shown to support key measures of immune function in healthcare professionals with direct patient contact in an elderly population and in male athletes with numerous studies were conducted. 2 studies were conducted in the United States and 2 in Australia, and in Germany. 4 studies proved that the antioxidants from the fruits and the vegetables in Juice Plus can help maintain healthy DNA. Our DNA contains the instruction we need to develop, to live, and to reproduce. These instructions are found in every cell and are passed down, from parents to their children. So protecting it is vital for a long, healthy life. Numerous clinical studies, 21 if I'm correct, reported an increase of key antioxidants in the bloodstream after Juice Plus. Once again, this is absolutely necessary for good health and to keep disease at bay. So let's talk about how Juice Plus reduces systemic inflammation, which is at the core of this disease, namely lupus, and all other diseases without a doubt. I don't care if you have cancer, a cold, heart disease, or any of the numerous autoimmune diseases. Juice Plus supports a healthy inflammatory response. According to investigators at the University of South Carolina, they found Juice Plus significantly decreased the levels of 3 biomarkers of inflammation. And there were also 2 other studies to support these findings as well. Now, Juice Plus has 36 medical studies behind it showing that it's therapeutic for lung health, childhood obesity, healthier skin, heart health, and essentially improving the quality of our lives. I discussed a few of the many studies that pertain to autoimmune diseases. You can review all the studies that have been conducted on Juice Plus on the website of the person that invited you to this call. Please check with them and they can provide you with that information. Millions of people are receiving health benefits from our nourishing products. Juice Plus has touched many lives across the United States. People with cancer, lupus, low energy people, people that wanted to stay on the side of prevention, seniors, expecting mothers. There really is no one that cannot benefit from Juice Plus. At this time, I'd like to open it up for questions, if that's okay with you, Mark.
That's fine with me.
Does anyone have any questions?
I think it was on mute.
Yes, I unmuted everyone.
Okay.
I do see Trish is still on mute there, Elsie.
Okay, just unmuted her.
Trish, could you briefly tell our guest, and I don't want to mean to put you on the spot, but I do know that you was diagnosed also with systemic lupus. Would you
Yeah.
mind saying a few words?
Sure. Wasn't prepared, but sure. Whole food nutrition and Juice Plus it's been life-changing for me. I was very similar. I had involvement in all my organs and my skin. I couldn't sleep at night, but I couldn't stay awake during the day. I had like rashes and mouth sores, the whole thing. And I was on weekly cancer drugs, daily prednisone, the whole thing. It's very similar. And I just got to this point where it was either I wasn't living and I wasn't dying. And I very well could have given up. And many times I thought I might. But I said, you know what? I have a son who also has an illness. I have a husband. I needed to figure this out. And I started looking for people who had autoimmune and were doing well. And I kept coming back to nutrition. So I knew what I needed to do, but I couldn't get all that nutrition in. I couldn't get all those fruits and veggies in that I needed. And, I always say no coincidence. We were on vacation and there was a nutrition lecture going on and a woman there told me about Juice Plus. And it because of what I was already learning, it made sense to me. And I have an engineering background, so the research totally blew me away. And it was a no-brainer. So I started in October of 2013. I have not missed a day. And probably my my symptoms, my digestive symptoms, like you talked about, within a matter of weeks, I could see a difference. That inflammation, regular BMs, people don't want to talk about it, but if you are not having them, it's horrible. I couldn't go out to eat, all that. So the next thing we noticed, we went through the holidays and I wasn't napping anymore. I was still doing everything the same. I just added these capsules and I wasn't napping. I started sleeping like I should. The rashes started to go away, the mouth sores, just things just started changing for me and my whole family, matter of fact. But this month, like you, it just was a catalyst to so many other changes, this whole community. And this month, it's actually 2 years that I'm off the cancer drugs and the prednisone. And my husband looked at me. We go on vacation that same place every year. And I don't know how many times he said to me, "It is so nice to have you back." So that's what it's done for me. It's amazing. I'll never miss a day.
Thank you, Trish, especially since I put you on the spot there. God bless you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Mark, would you want anything more for your guest tonight?
Well, I appreciate both your testimony as well as Patricia's. I appreciate that, Patricia. This is the first time I met you. Yes, I can identify with a lot of the symptoms that you identified. And I feel also blessed by the changes that occurred in my particular body. I know everybody is unique, but I know I felt the changes also in about 3 months. Mostly, the first thing that affected me was, in a positive way, was less fatigue, and that just drew me into eating the Juice Plus more and more, and gave me more confidence in it. But again, I agree with Patricia. It'll be something that I will always take for the rest of my life. I believe in it. I've added Juice Plus to a lot of my family members. My brother, who's older than I am, he's feeling better about it as well, and my sons and my wife. So we do appreciate the education I got from you, many years ago. That's already, I can't believe it's 8 years that I heard this message from you. And you know as well as I do, I did not take to it right away because I had doubts. But trying it, because I really needed to do something different in trying out the Juice Plus, I found it to be beneficial for my body. So and then really, it's done wonders. I mean, it's amazing to feel differences in your body from week to week, month to month, and the improvement you get over time. And so I too was able to be totally rid of all my medications that at one time I was taking. And so as of today, I am taking no medications whatsoever. And in addition to all the lupus style medications that I was taking, I also got off of a cholesterol medication that I've been taking for over 20 years. And that surprised me, because back in my mid-40s, when I was first diagnosed that I had a high cholesterol condition, I tried to use diets and those type of things. I was unsuccessful. Now maybe I've learned a lot more since then, but anyways, I do attribute a lot of that success as well to my taking the Juice Plus. So again, I believe in it. I believe in all the testimonies I've heard today, because it seems to work very well. So again, from my point of view. And you know what? The other thing that did Juice Plus was it gave you a sense of, if it can do it for me, it can do it for other people. And that's one of the things that you try to give back, of things. You feel so much gratitude to be off those medications and to feel better, that it turned out to become a certified health and wellness coach. I do want to help other people to find their way of achieving a more flourishing life. And we all, I know you, Ro, you've got a flourishing life right now. And Patricia, sounds like you do too. So again, I'm very happy for both of you and anybody else that have overcome those symptoms. So again, for all the people that have joined this presentation, I appreciate it. The other thing I like to do with presentations like this is do more of them with other people with other groups, support groups, that type of thing. Because what I find out is a lot of people cannot come to the support groups because they're either house-ridden or they can't get out of bed, those type of things. They don't feel like it, and I understand that because I didn't want to do anything either when I was going through my flares. So maybe we can use Zoom-type presentations to reach out to those people that cannot leave their homes. So hopefully this is something that will be used with the Lupus Foundation of America, which I've introduced it to them. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. And if anyone doesn't have any questions, all I can do is encourage you, please get back to Mark. We're very sincere in our message, and we really do want to pay it forward, but it's completely up to you. And if not now, when? Life is short. God bless. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank